Alright, so I'm looking into ways to automate the Empower, and it looks like pretty much most of the setup is already done. We already had a chest here that we put items in and they'd go to the various places you need to go to. So the only real thing that needs to change is rather than go back into this chest when they were done, I like them to come back into this ender chest to go back in the system. So all we have to do to make that happen is get some more conduits and change some of the extract and import channels. So let's go ahead and extend the item conduits all the way back there. And that looks good now. So now you are no longer an insert on any channel. And you, rather than being an extract on purple, you are going to be an extract on green. And that means anything that we pull out should end up back in this ender chest and get imported in the system. So we're going to need a crafter. So let's get one of those. Debating where I want to put it. I'm leaning towards here. So kind of keep it in the wall because I mean it, it pretty much works there. Oh, that looks okay. So yeah, I'll put that there. And then we'll put stuff in this chest, it will get pulled out and put into the right places. So all we have to do is tell it what items go where, and that should make the Empower work, and everything should be automated. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to get empowered canola seeds. So let's get some of those. So we need to get some crystallized canola seeds, and then 4 more canola seeds make empowered canola. So I need to add crystallized canola seeds to the insert here. So that would be this guy. And then we need to put regular canola seeds on all 4 of the other ones. That looks right to me. Now all we have to do is say, I want you to extract empowered canola seeds. So if we make a pattern to make canola seeds, or empowered canola seeds, from a crystallized canola seed and 4 regular seeds, let's see if that works. So I want to make a pattern. It's a processing pattern. It's an empowered canola seed. So yeah, 4 canola seeds plus crystallized canola equals empowered canola. Let's see here. Crafter manager. Looks like the chest is first now. I wonder how they choose where to place these things in here. Alright, so there we go. Crystallized or empowered canola. So can we make an empowered canola seed? Let's go over and watch what happens. So it's definitely empowering them. I don't see you getting pulled out. Why are you not being pulled out? You are always active. You are an extract. You have empowered canola seeds there. Alright, let's see if the problem is some kind of weird item filter thing. Let's make it this guy. Does that help? No, it doesn't. Okay, are you on... Get down there! Are you on the right channel? You are on green. You are an extract. This thing looks correct to me. So, is there any possibility we have a broken line of conduits? It sure looks okay. Oh, you know what? I think this guy's brown, not green. One that has... Yeah, these are brown. Okay, that's the problem. Wrong channel. Okay. Generally, I have green for the default, so... Now it takes them out. Cool. So, let's go give this one back here. And in a minute, we should see this guy becoming happy. Yeah. He's just making red coal, so I think we are pretty good on this. Alright, there we go. There is the Empower automated. So let's go say we want to keep a stack of empowered canola seeds on hand at all times. Let's go to the right place first. How are we doing on power? Yeah, you're drawing power. You're not getting much input. It's nighttime, so I expect that. Okay. Let's go over to one of these guys. And let's get one of those empowered canola seeds. Alright. And let's make you a stack. So, yeah. So as soon as that happens, we start making more crystallized canola, because we're going to need that. I probably won't be close enough to hear that noise a lot, so I don't know if I need a sound muffler or not, but I might do that later. I might put the sound muffler, you know, right here in the wall or something. We'll see how I feel about that later on. But right now it's taking all of the seeds to make empowered seeds. But yeah, I think this should work. The only question is whether it can keep up. But I think it's going to keep up. Because once you get a certain amount of canola oil, you're going to have plenty to keep going most of the time. At least that's what I think. But I guess we'll find out in a little while. Alright, so the next step in the setup is actually using these crystallized and empowered seeds to make empowered oil. So let's go take a nap, and then I will work on that. I always forget how complicated this setup can be, and it's very finicky. This is my fourth design. I found minor flaws with each of the last three that made it not work, so I'm hoping this is the right design, but we'll see in just a minute. So I've got some canola seeds in here, the crystallized and empowered variety. They are dumped into these two precision droppers, and they are set to have a limited item filter that only allows 8 crystallized and 8 empowered seeds each. So they won't take very much from the system. So once they have that, they are waiting until this block detects refined canola oil. When it does, it will emit a redstone signal, which will travel down here by this red alloy wire into this NOT gate. So right now, there's no signal, meaning there's no refined oil. So so we want it to turn on. So we have to invert the signal with the NOT gate. So that should take care of making it not drop things when the right block type is not in there, or the right oil type is not in there. So when we drop refined canola oil in here for this fluid placer, then we will know that the scanner will send the signal and allow this guy to drop a seed. At which point this guy will pick up the fluid, dump it in here, the crystallized canola oil, and we'll start the cycle all over again, dumping an empowered oil seed in here and putting it in the last block space. So I have made a block to import the system. So we should have, actually we've got almost 57 blocks so far, so we're almost full on empowered oil right now, just on the failed attempts I've made at this system. And, well, we'll get it right eventually. So, what I want to do is I want to put a single bucket of this refined canola oil in here. Normally, we'll export it from the system, but I broke the cable head out, so it won't import or export. But we'll fix those in a minute, and hopefully when assuming this works. So, what I expect to see, and I want to take off my ring, when you're going to need some solignolias, but we'll make those afterwards. What I expect to see is it will dump the canola oil. I will dump the crystallized seed. I'll get crystallized oil. I'll pick up crystallized oil. I'll dump it in here. I'll place crystallized oil over here. I will dump the empowered oil seed. I will pick up the empowered oil. That's what is supposed to happen. Let's see if it does. So, dump the oil, get the crystallized oil. It goes over here. We end up with 1 bucket of empowered oil. It all looks good And you know, for one simple test, it pretty much always works. It's just, will it keep working overall? I was trying this with Ender IO conduits, and I don't know, there's like a slight bit of delay that these red alloy wires don't seem to have. So I'm hoping it will be quicker, because when that happened, the delay I mean, it would occasionally have this guy pick up the wrong kind of oil, and that's a problem. So we want to make sure that the oil and the seed are dropped pretty much instantly to get the right kind of oil in this guy. So let's see what happens. I've got a bit more of the refined canola oil in here. Let's dump it in the system. And this should be the end result. This guy is backed up, and we have either, well, we should have oil in here. We'll have this kind, the crystallized oil, backed up here, but I only had a little bit left in this tank. So at that point, this one would stop. If we had enough empowered oil in the system, we would just stop now. So let's go ahead and import the oil by reconnecting that guy. He will import whatever he can. And now we will use the rest of this and keep going. So we're going to dump this in here. Okay. He is full, so that might mean we now have 72 buckets of empowered oil. Actually, a bit more, but yeah. He's full over there. This guy's full. That's 72. Plus whatever's in this drum, so 13 more. This system looks like it works. The problem is, you know, I need it to run for a minute so I can test it. So I'm going to have to export all of the oil in here so that I can test system again in a little bit longer method, because, you know, a short test, it pretty much always succeeds. All my designs worked for like 7 or 8 buckets, even like 15 or 16. But they all showed little problems when I just ran it. So I want to make sure it doesn't happen. So let's start by reconnecting this guy. So now we will export oil into here all the time. And at some point, he should back up. Okay, so yeah. So this pipe and this collector are now saturated with canola oil. So we've got crystallized canola here, crystallized canola here. We've got it in the pipe as well. So 16, 17 buckets, I don't know however much this one set of pipes holds. But that is what should happen. It's supposed to just stop. That's the behavior I'm looking for with that. Now, what happens when I dump out all the oil from the system? Will we be able to, keep this running? So let's get an exporter. And I'm going to dump all of the empowered oil into this guy. So let's not write that with our hand, because that will take forever. So all I want to do is put the exporter like somewhere right over here. So let's get you right here, and then we'll put the exporter. And I want to export fluids. Yeah, I don't think it'll work without an export, but without the right kind of fluid in there. So I want to export you. Are you getting higher now? Okay, you are. So that should export a bucket every time, so a bucket a second roughly. So, okay, this looks like it's doing what I expect. So now the thing is, I need to be able to just run this system. And that means I want to import the oil that's over here and watch the system work. So are you done exporting? Yeah, you look like you're done exporting. So I want to break that guy. I don't want any more oil in the drum. I want it to stop once we've hit the fill of oil. So all I have to do now is grab this to import things, and we can watch and see if this thing actually works. Given we have a lot of seeds available and a lot of oil, I expect that this process won't take more than a minute or two to fill up 64 buckets. Obviously, I've spent some time doing some stuff. Okay, looks like we may be out of refined canola. That's a possibility. I was only... Let's see here. Yep. We are making more, but, you know, we don't have any more right now. Making more of those empowered seeds, too, obviously, because we're going to need a bunch more of those. But I think this certainly appears to be working properly. Yeah, I'd say it's good. So, how many buckets do we end up with system so far? 52 more. So, yeah, I think we're doing pretty well. What is over here? So you are missing a bunch of these seeds, but these guys are good. Alright, yeah, I would be willing to call that design good. So now I'm going to go clear this terrain, hide everything, and then we can go set up a generator for the empowered oil. So I'm going to go do that, and then we can, you know, get more power. Alright, so I went to make these Solignolias, but I want to stop refilling this Petal Apothecary. So I want to see if I can just put water in from this Endervore. So let's dig down just a little bit. I also want to be hidden too, so I'll put it down a little bit farther. Okay, can I use this guy, or I need to use buckets? Like buckets are the answer. Okay, there we go. There's water. So can we simply export it's not connected. Can we connect it? No. They must have changed something. You used to be able to pipe water into these things. Well, okay. We might be able to do a mechanical user. That might be an option. Let's see if that works. So let's get a mechanical user. Dropper, okay. If this isn't like really easy, I might try the Thaumcraft Everfull Urn. I'm actually not even sure if that works. It's not a tank anymore. It seems not like it's not a tank, so I don't know. That was weird. Let's just try it real quick. Can we use the Everfull Urn? It's bubbling. Is it going to fill the Britannia thing? It does. You know what? That works for me. Let's make I'll make another one of those, and I'll use that. That's fine. In fact, that may be even a little bit better because that's a more magical solution, and that feels more like Britannia to me, even though it's Thaumcraft. So let's go get one to replace the one I took away in the other room. So how do you get an Everfull Urn? We need Aqua, Fabrico, and Terra, and a flower pot. Let's get the flower pot. There we go. Get one of those guys. Where's my sword? Here you are. Alright, let's try this out. If I stick you there. the nice thing about this, if I don't have enough aspects, it'll just wait until I do have them. So, alright, there we go. One to replace the one I just used up. Alright, let's put you back over here. There we go. Alright, now I can make those Solignolias. I might just need one. Alright, that's a good wrapping up point for today's episode. Thanks for watching. The only thing I'll ever say about the bell icon, because I find it annoying too, is that it's the only way you can guarantee that YouTube recommends my videos to you. Just saying. See you next time.